Hey everybody, this is Joey. You're watching My Slice of Heaven Outdoors. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, and it's 8:20 in the morning Central Time. Well, I might be on Eastern. Well, that is Central Time because my clock doesn't switch, but I may be in the Eastern Time Zone by now. I'm actually driving through Illinois. I hope you can hear me okay over the noise of the truck. My truck is pretty loud because of the diesel. But I just wanted to let you guys know, I've been talking to a few of you about going and looking at a track loader. The track loader is a John Deere 450B. It's a 1973. The guy I'm going to go talk to now has had it for 25 years. He used it to clear his land and build his house, which is basically the same thing I'm going to use it for. Some of you guys might be wondering, why are you buying a track loader as to renting one or hiring somebody? Well, my wife is a numbers geek, so she did the math, and over the long haul it'll be actually cheaper for us to buy a loader than to rent it or hire somebody out. And this way we can also, it's not a problem for us to schedule people to come to the property, let them in through the gate. That's another hard thing to do. I've already had to reschedule a couple things when I was like doing the fence post and when I had the road put in. Both times I hired somebody, the day we agreed on didn't quite work out, so I had to change the days. On their end, not mine. So this way the tractor or the track loader is always on the property. So we can do the work more our pace instead of having to rely on somebody else's time frame. And when we're finished everything, we can always sell it and recoup some of our money, if not all. That's if we sell it. I mean, we have a lot of plans going on, and it'll be at least 6 years, 5-6 years before we start building our house. We want to clear some acreage for some food plots and an orchard. We also want to put a lot of paths on the road. We may even end up putting another pond or two on our property. But that's where we're at right now. I'm heading to Ohio. Right now I'm still in Illinois. I crossed into Illinois about 15-20 minutes ago. So when I get there to look at the loader, I will turn you on, take some video, some pictures of that. I hope you guys come along on this journey. I've never drove a track loader before. Hope you guys can hear me okay. But I have had a little bit of experience on a mini excavator. I picked that up pretty easily. So I'm assuming I'll be able to pick this up pretty quickly. Alright guys, I'm going to get back to driving. I will turn you back on when I get to where the loader's at. Alright guys, how's it going? It's probably a little grainy right now because it's getting dark. Just want to talk about that loader some more. I'm heading back home now from looking at it. I did not get the loader. It just had too many things wrong with it. I did take video. We'll show you some video. It had a lot of cracks on it. A lot of cracks in the framing part. The undercarriage was pretty bad. The frame was actually sitting on top of the tracks on the left side. He tried to tell me that it would only be like $1,000 to $1,500 to fix it. I told him to call his mechanic up and get that in writing, and if he does get that in writing, we may still have a deal we can work out. Because everything I've been finding, it's going to cost about $10,000 to fix it. But, so, like I said, I did not get the loader. I will post some video. I did take some video of it. I took some pictures of it. and I'll try to narrate why I didn't purchase it. There's, like I said, the undercarriage looked pretty bad. It had a fuel leak on one of the fuel injectors. He couldn't get it started when I got there. We finally got it started. It has a bad starter on it too, bad alternator, and the 2 cracked parts on the track. And like I said, I'll show you the cracked parts. Alright, well, here you go. Take a look at the videos and the pictures. Okay guys, here's a picture of the left side of the loader, and this yellow piece of steel that you see there actually holds the rollers that the track turns on. This piece of steel is sitting on top of the track. I know you cannot see it very well from this picture, just everything kind of blended in all together, but I will show you in some other pictures. You may get a better look at it. So let's move on to the next picture. And this picture, you can see it a little bit better. That metal bar that has some of the yellow, you can see the track sticking out past that bar. It's actually sitting on that track. Here's another picture, pretty much like the first picture. You can't really tell, but you can see how close that is to the ground, and there's no track there. That is definitely sitting on the track. This piece of metal between the 2 bolts there is cracked. It was welded at one time, but it did not hold. Here's another better picture. This is actually the other side. It was the same way. You can see that crack. They had tried to weld it, but it did not hold. The parts actually moved from the frame as the loader was moving, so that would have cost mega bucks to have this repaired. So this next picture is just another picture of the same piece of steel that was welded and broke. And that's a major fix, guys. That's a real major fix. And here's another picture of the track sitting on the piece of steel sitting on the track. That's telling me the rollers that the track rides on are all wore out. And this last picture is actually the other side, which would be the right hand side of the loader. You can see the gap between the yellow bar and the track. That's the way it is supposed to be, but this gap is still pretty narrow. So that is telling me that the rollers on this undercarriage are really wore out. That piece of steel should sit much higher, should sit at least 3 inches, I would say at a minimum of 3 inches. But all loaders are different. Some sit a little bit higher, some sit a little bit lower. Okay guys, so let's recap. I just showed you me going to look at the loader. I showed you coming home. I let you know I did not purchase this particular loader. And I showed you a lot of reasons why I didn't purchase this loader. So let's recap. It had a bad starter. When I first got there, he did not have the machine running, could not get it running. I would say I was there a good 3 hours, maybe a little bit longer before we actually got it running. And there was something inside the starter, which I just happened to find by accident when I was messing around with stuff trying to get it started. The starter actually threw sparks, flamed up, but had a fire coming out of it. It needed a new starter. It needed a new alternator. He's told me the alternator has not worked in years. He would just charge the batteries up every night and use it. It needed new battery cables. The battery cables were in pretty bad shape. They were breaking, and they were just in pretty bad shape. It had a major fuel leak on one of the injectors. I believe it was injector number 4. The diesel fuel just ran right down the side of the motor. It had the 2 cracked parts that I showed you on the video. It also had the rollers, which I believe were bad on the undercarriage, and everything I was reading about undercarriage, that was at least an $8,000 fix per side alone. So that's why I did not choose to get this loader, although he was only selling it for $8,000. I mean, somebody may find it a good deal, but not me. I'm not that mechanically inclined. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and that was the reasons for not getting this particular loader. You all have a great day.